Hey, what's up guys? Nature. Welcome back to Sonic Academy for another series of tech tips. This time we're going to be diving into the music of Fred again. We're going to be taking a look at some of the sort of signature sounds from his tracks, recreating those in Anna 2, as well as some sort of general tips and tricks for kind of creating stuff in the vein of his music. And lastly, we're actually going to take a look at incorporating live elements into a DJ set as well, very much the same way that he does with the Machine Mark III. Right, so let's get into it. See you in a sec. Hey guys, what's up? This first video we're going to dive into some drum programming and look at a very similar kind of beat to Fred again's Turn Out the Lights with Swedish House Mafia. It's kind of rhythm that he uses quite often. So we're going to look at how to put something similar together. It's really kind of divided up into sort of three sections. He's got the kick and the snare, sampled snare, a clean kick drum. Then there's the hi-hat patterns. We're just going to use a 909 kit for that. And then a sampled loop to kind of provide a little bit of natural room feel to it and a little bit of that vintage feel that he uses quite often. I'm going to be using the machine controller a bit with this, but I'm not using the machine software. Now, Fred again is a big machine user, but I have this just hooked up via driven by Moss to Bitwig, so we're just going to be using it as a controller really in this setup here. So let's get started. We're going to just first bump up our tempo to 130 here. Let's drop in an instance of kick 2 to get started. And this is the default patch that we have here. Now this is pretty close to what I want, so I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. I don't want so much of the click in there. Take the sort of pitch down a little bit. Let's change the length as well. And we'll just add in a little bit of different sort of pitch modulation. Just drop the volume of this click to kind of what we're looking for. We can adjust that if we need to still. Now let's just get the actual notation in here quickly. I'm going to be using the machine step sequencer for this. So with the driven by Moss controller mapping for machine in Bitwig, it's really simple. If we just hit macro, we'll automatically create a part in the clip launcher view over here on the left hand side. We could also switch across from that and do it in this clip launcher view here, but we're going to be working with loops as well. So let's just switch over to pad mode. And we'll just program this in with the step sequence quickly, so it's going to be one on the first beat, second beat, and then syncopated after that. Something like that. And you can see we've now got that notation from the step sequences just automatically populated in the note area. Let's do the same now for a snare sound. Now I'm going to be using some of the stuff from the Native Instruments libraries. I'm pretty certain that you'll find a number of these samples in actual Fred again tracks as well. We're going to use something from Rhythm Source. I'm just going to bring up my samples and you'll see we can kind of I'm just using my complete control now to browse through these. We're going to go to a library called Rhythm Source, which is kind of drum and bass stuff, a lot of sort of vintage drum and bass or old school jungle samples. We can select drums here and let's go to snare. I'm going to select snare called Snare Protocol. That's the one we're looking for. And we'll just click load. Now you can actually just drag these samples into a Bitwig sampler if you want, but in this case I'm not going to do much editing on the sample, so we'll just leave it in complete control for now. Once again, we can just add in a snare pattern here. We'll just do the same thing, macro. that up. Cool, let's do some hi-hat patterns here. We'll bring in a 909 kit from Bitwig. We'll just use the samples presets, and we'll just use this Legend 909 normal kit from Bitwig. We're really just interested in getting some hi-hat samples in here. We're going to do a fairly straightforward pattern. Pretty much just like that. We can once again do that with a step sequencer. So just play this back. Add a part. That sounds pretty good. And I'll grab the closed hi-hats. I may bring the volume down for the velocity down for the middle parts, so we'll just grab accent volume here, maybe a little bit softer. We'll just raise up the velocity of the open hi-hats as well. Cool, that's about it. Let's also just get in a loop now to kind of make this up, and then we'll just kind of do a little bit of processing on the whole drum beat that we have. We'll add in another channel here and bring in complete control once again. We can once again go to our rhythm source. We'll head over to loops this time. Native instruments, and we'll just select the rhythm source library again and try and find ourselves a drum beat that we can put in with this, a sampled breakbeat. And once again, let's just grab drums. I'll grab something like that. Now in this case, I'm not going to use the MIDI to trigger this. We can actually just grab the sample from here, stick it straight into this clip launcher here, and hit playback. Great, there we have it. So that's pretty much the makeup of the beat. We're going to do some little bit of processing here. Quickly, we'll add some EQ into this one. Just to cut the lows out there, we're getting the lows from the kick. You could probably just add in a small amount of reverb on this too. Just to kind of give it that sort of live feel. And sort of make it a little bit more like overheads kind of, because it's really just kind of making up the sort of room sound and adding in a few extra little ghost notes here and there. We can do the same for our hi-hats. We'll just low pass them. And there we go, we've got a drum beat now that's kind of in the same vein of Turn Out the Lights. Like I said, there's a couple of tracks he uses this. It's quite a sort of signature sort of beat that he does quite often, kind of garagey almost. And you really would be looking for kind of a lot of these vintage sounds. A lot of his tunes have got these kind of 90s rave and jungle-esque sounds in them. A lot of them you will find in the Native Instruments libraries as well if you're looking for something similar. He is a big user of those. Cool, so let's move on to the next video. We'll add a little bit more to this as well in that one. I'll check you in a sec. Cheers.